Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, I am tracking that storm that is now moving through the Rockies and will eventually get to the plains there with up to 2 feet of snow. It's going to be really difficult to travel anywhere in pink. And we will talk about the other hazards ahead of it. Also, the latest on embattled New York Congressman George Santos. He was assigned seats on 2 House committees as he faces federal and state investigations. Now this morning, what else he falsely claimed in a newly surfaced radio interview. We'll have those stories and so much more on GMA.
And ahead the next hour, GMSA, latest concern surrounding school security after a 6-year-old shot his first grade teacher in Virginia earlier this month. What's being done to fix the problem? Our big traffic issue is on the far northeast side this morning. Stephen Cavazos will have more straight ahead. Now at 6, the search continues this morning for a murder suspect after a man was found dead in his apartment. It is a case Crime Stoppers is hoping you can help solve.
Plus, an overnight crash sends one man to the hospital. What police tell us the driver may have been doing before rolling over his truck.
Outside with live cam, weather changes are in Mike's forecast. We'll tell you when the cooler air should start settling in.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Rise and shine. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 18th of January.
Hi, thanks for joining us. Go ahead and grab that cup of coffee. I think we're going to go ahead and start with traffic this morning.
We do have that serious incident over on the northeast side, guys, but let's get a quick look here in town. You can see things are just moving along fine. We are getting closer to morning rush, so right now, no need to rush out the door, but you can see traffic's just getting a little bit busier minute by minute. Right now, no big issues along 410 at Fredericksburg. Things, again, here in town, quiet for the most part, but FM 78, that's a big problem spot right now. We do have that crash that was reported just past Pat Booker Road. It's near JBSA Randolph, and that's where we find our Katrina Weber, who is live there now with the very latest on this deadly incident.
Obviously, we're having some audio issues, and we're going to get the latest from Katrina coming up here as soon as we can. All right, take a look outside. And just a couple of moments ago, we saw a couple of drops on the lens over there at 10 at 410. And we do have now some rain showing up, just some very, very light showers showing up on radar. That's kind of filling in a bit more up there around Austin. We've been watching it in portions of the hill country. Now in and around San Antonio proper in Bexar County, you can see just a couple of light little sprinkles. It was some mist earlier this morning, but now as that front approaches, as we get more humidity coming on in here, it is squeezing out just a couple of very light showers, and this is going to be the case throughout the next few hours prior to that front moving on through here. We have reduced visibility. It's actually dropped down somewhat at Kerrville, also Uvalde, right out ahead of that front, 4 miles at Bernie State. So nothing real thick anywhere. And notice how it continues in behind the front to clear on out with the lower humidity. So Rock Springs as well as Junction, you had reduced visibility. Front moved through. Now things are looking pretty good. Same thing down at Eagle Pass. Temperatures, everybody is well above the normal high temperature this time of year, which is 63. The normal low is 41, way above that. Different story tomorrow, kind of jumping ahead of myself. Front moves on through here, dry conditions, and that's prompting a red flag warning to go into effect at noon up until 8 o'clock for the western 2/3 of our area, including obviously San Antonio and the I-35 corridor. Mountain Cedar yesterday dropped down, still on the high side. Mold is low. Going to be interesting to see what tomorrow's count is in behind the windy conditions that we have today. Temperatures this morning are going to be holding fairly steady the next couple of hours. The front moves through between 7 and 8 o'clock. We'll drop a little bit and then come back up. Things are going to be clearing out by mid-morning. We're going to have lots of sunshine around here by noon, and then later on this afternoon, high temperature up to 75 degrees, but very blustery conditions with those strong winds out of the northwest at 15, 25 miles per hour. Gusting on top of that. Cooler temperatures and another rain chance as we approach the weekend. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. We think we've worked out our technical issues. Our Katrina Weber has been at the scene of a motor vehicle pedestrian accident this morning.
Katrina, what's the latest?
Well, good morning. Sorry about the audio problems. Just within the last few minutes, we saw the medical examiner arrive here. We have a woman who was hit and killed here on FM 78, just east of Pat Booker Road. The scene's still under investigation. We still have police here talking to drivers. One of the drivers is the one who hit the woman, but police say that he is cooperating fully. He did not appear to be under the influence of anything. He hit a woman who was in a dark stretch of FM 78, apparently walking on the road. That is what they believe. They say that another driver did stop and try to help as well, but there was nothing that either one of them could do because the woman was dead. This has the westbound lanes of FM 78 shut down in this area. You can still see traffic going by on these eastbound lanes. There's one lane open heading toward Universal City. Now, if you are heading to Joint Base Randolph, this is not really affecting traffic coming from San Antonio from 1604. That part of the road is open. This is just beyond that. But if you're heading in from Universal City or points beyond, then that is where you'll have the problem and have to find another way around. Reporting live in Universal City, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. San Antonio police need the public's help in identifying and locating a suspect who shot and killed a man inside a Northeast Side apartment back in 2021.
Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with what police say they know about this murder case. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Mark and Steph. There are two details police are focusing on: the person who was last seen leaving the man's apartment and the getaway car. On your screen is a photo of the man that was killed. You are looking at Raymond Sneed. I'm sorry, we don't have that graphic at this time. The police say that they were called to a shooting in progress at the Alamo Estates Apartments at 4 p.m. on July 1st. The Northeast Side Apartments are located near Walsham Road. Now, police say they found Sneed shot and killed inside his apartment. During the investigation, witnesses told police they saw a female leaving that apartment. Investigators are also looking for information on the suspect's vehicle as well. Crime Stoppers may pay up to $5,000 for information that leads to the suspect's arrest. You can call that number on your screen, 210-224-7867. Remember, tipsters can remain anonymous. Mark and Steph.
New this morning, an overnight crash on the city's northeast side sends one man to the hospital. Happened just after 2:30 at I-35 in Eisenhower. After police say a driver was speeding right before he rolled his truck. Right now, officers don't know if alcohol was a factor in this crash.
This morning, the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board are carefully looking through debris from a deadly plane crash in Yoakum. At least 4 people were killed, another taken to the hospital. The small plane crashed in a field about 100 miles east of San Antonio. A spokesperson with DPS says the plane was preparing to land at the Yoakum Airport when it crashed. A church based out of Tennessee tells us that the victims were part of their congregation. Investigators are still trying to confirm the identities of all the victims.
Now to Bandera County, where 2 top Republican officials have been arrested in connection with a fraud scheme. Conrad Striegel and Carrie Leith are facing charges in the case. The pair is accused of presenting a forged document to cut off the bank access of another GOP official. Records obtained by KSAT 12 reveal the 2 are out on bond. Striegel is listed as the Bandera County Republican chairperson. Leith serves as the organization's treasurer.
A panel of judges will hear arguments as former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin seeks to appeal his murder conviction. Chauvin's case is expected to go before the Minnesota Court of Appeals this morning. His lawyers are asking the court to overturn his conviction for the 2020 murder of George Floyd. The attorneys have accused prosecutors of misconduct and are arguing that the case should not have been tried in Minneapolis and the jury should have been fully sequestered.
Now to new concerns about school security after that 6-year-old student shot his first-grade teacher in Virginia earlier this month.
School officials met last night with parents and community members to discuss their frustrations and to demand change.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert explains.
Fury and frustration were on full display at the school board meeting in Newport News, Virginia.
I send my kids to school and find myself praying to God that they will return home safely.
The public meeting marks the first with school leaders since police say a 6-year-old boy shot his teacher this month.
Don't want to have a family dinner where I talk about where my kids will hide in their school.
More than 100 people signed up to speak. Desiree Yvette says her daughter rushed out of the classroom after witnessing the shooting.
She's 6. She's terrified. because the person that was advocating for her got hurt.
At one point, the school board chair leaving her seat to console her.
You've got this, okay? Thank you.
Dozens of school employees also spoke out. One middle school teacher questioned the district's response to recent violence.
Our students do not wonder if there will be another school shooting. They wonder when and where the next shooting will be.
The elementary school remains closed. No timeline was given on the reopening. School leaders are now pledging to have a full-time security guard, a fully staffed front office, and a metal detector set up on campus by tomorrow. Administrators are also considering mandating clear backpacks.
I think that those were things that should have been already implemented before this happened.
In this case of the 6-year-old, officials say a school employee got a tip about a possible gun at the school that day, and the boy's backpack was searched, but no weapon was found. Yvette pleaded with the school board to move forward with transparency and also listen to the parents.
Listen to your teachers. Listen to your staff. Listen to them when they're asking for help. Listen to them when they're showing up every day and they're asking for support and how to help a student or students.
The boy remains in custody. Police say he used his mother's gun. It's unclear how he got access to it. Meanwhile, the teacher is recovering. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And trending right now on KSAT.com, a dog named Messiah will need a forever home after he recovers from being shot 8 times in the Texas Hill Country. Now, shelter officials say he's doing great and eating and drinking as expected. He is currently recovering with a foster family, but does not yet have a forever home. So you can call the Hill Country Humane Society if you are interested in adopting him.
Also on our website, a virtual food bank will help pet shelters in San Antonio and across Texas launch this week. The Puppy Food Bank is accepting monetary donations. The nonprofit organization will provide food supplies to no-kill pet rescue organizations, shelters, and approved fosters here in San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, and Corpus Christi. You can read more about both of these stories on KSAT.com.
Time now 6:11 and 67 degrees for now.
The White House facing new scrutiny over its transparency in the case of the Biden classified documents. I'm Jay O'Brien in Washington. That plus the role the FBI almost played in this case coming up.
And let's look out there with live cam. If you like the cooler temperatures, hold on a little bit more. Today it's going to be a little warm still. We'll be right back.
This morning, President Joe Biden is facing new questions over those classified documents from his time as vice president, recently discovered at his home and office.
Over the weekend, the president's lawyers revealed more documents were found at Biden's Delaware home, and new details this morning that the FBI almost played a role in searching that residence.
All as the White House is blasting Republicans for what it calls hypocrisy of their condemnations of the president. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more.
This morning, new revelations that the Department of Justice considered sending FBI agents to President Biden's Delaware home to monitor the search for classified documents. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News because the Biden team was fully cooperating with the government, the DOJ ultimately agreed to back off and let Biden's lawyers carry out their own searches in November.
Sir, what did you tell us?
President Biden largely staying silent on the latest batch of classified documents found in his private home, including 5 the White House revealed were discovered last Thursday. The administration now under fire for not disclosing that information until the weekend.
I have been forthcoming from this podium.
And Ian Sams, spokesperson for the White House counsel's office, telling reporters, while we're limited in what we can say during an ongoing DOJ inquiry, we are providing as much information publicly as is appropriate. House Republicans now launching 2 separate congressional inquiries into the documents, accusing the administration of waiting months to tell the American people about their discovery.
This is why there's such hypocrisy behind the Bidens. Once again, something big that comes forward prior to an election where they kind of keep it quiet, where the American public could actually have a say in it.
But the White House hitting back, blasting Republicans for what they call hypocrisy, noting that they had little interest in investigating the reams of classified documents seized by the FBI at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Now, in addition to those congressional investigations, there's also a special counsel looking into these documents. The White House has said it will cooperate fully with the special counsel, but it's unclear what their level of cooperation will be with those Republican-led probes in the House. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
617.
Go ahead and check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
You know, for the most part, roads have been very quiet here in town. You can see there at 281 and Sprucewood, really not a lot of folks out there this early in the morning. But as we get a quick peek there at US 90 at Couples, it is getting just a little bit busier. So we can expect the commute to obviously just the roads to get a little bit more crowded. Morning rush is almost upon us, so just be careful out there. We are seeing US 90 at Medeo Creek just getting a little bit busier. The same goes for 35 at Topperwine. But the big point of the morning, or the big issue on the roadways, is right here off FM 78 near Pat Booker Road. This is near JBSA Randolph, where we have that deadly crash involving a pedestrian. Now, Katrina Weber has been live there now, and she did mention that the commute could be a little bit tricky for some folks that are traveling in from Universal City, but we're not seeing any big slowdowns that are taking place. But remember, there are no TransGuide cameras out in this area, so unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to show you the shot of the conditions, but we will check in with Katrina a little bit later on to see if there's any better update out there. Wide look at the map just shows, thankfully, the metropolitan area is still quiet. Traveling into San Antonio, things are still in the green there for our friends that are traveling in from Boerne. That journey should take you about 24 minutes on along I-10 eastbound. 281 south, 27 minutes, I believe. And you are seeing about a 26-minute drive time on I-35 southbound heading in from New Braunfels. But back here on TransGuide, things have just been quiet in town. But again, we're about maybe 10 or 20 minutes so from morning rush. So just enjoy the empty roads while you can.
We will. Thanks.
Yeah. Doesn't look like there's any damp roads out there.
I haven't seen any of that.
Got a couple of sprinkles, though, showing up on radar right now. And as you head out this morning, probably don't need a jacket, maybe a light little rain jacket, just because we'll have a few sprinkles around, and then you certainly won't need it later on today. So a little bit of fog out there as well. It's going to become windy as the morning rolls on. 75 degrees then for a high temperature later on today. Lots of sunshine, good looking day, but boy, it's going to be blustery. It's going to be shaking up those mountain cedar trees probably.
Yay.
And we won't have anything. Yay for the mountain cedar. Here's what it looks like outside over there at 10 at 410. We did see a couple of raindrops on the lens earlier this morning. It almost looks like the road may be kind of damp out there. Traffic's moving along somewhat on the slow side. So we've got a few more showers up here around Austin and there in portions of the hill country going out 10. And then here in town, we've got just a few of these light little sprinkly showers. They're becoming, well, sort of filling in a little bit more. Everything is sliding up to somewhat to the northeast. And here on the southwest side, got a few of these little, again, these sprinkles. And then further on the northwest side up there around Helotes, a couple of them cutting across 281 up there by 1604. And then also on the east side of town, just a couple of these light little sprinkly showers. Not going to amount to anything. It's not doing any good, just making the roads kind of damp. Temperatures remain very warm. Actually, they've warmed up a little bit in the past couple of hours. Upper 60s, some low 70s around here. And as far as the fog, yeah, there's some of it out there. And notice this line right here just beyond Fredericksburg, Kerrville, where there was some fog earlier this morning from Eagle Pass up toward Junction. But now as the front moves on through, it's clearing things out as this drier air moves on in here with these dew points that are dropping off considerably. And also the wind is picking up out of the northwest, 17 miles per hour at Rock Springs, 14 at Junction. And the humidity will continue to get pushed on out of here with this front moving on through. Front's going to come through here in town in the next couple of hours. Sometime it looks like between 7, 8 o'clock this morning, obviously sooner in portions of the hill country. And with this dry air coming on in here and the windy conditions, winds are forecast to gust 25, 30, close to 35 miles per hour at times. And so with that, that's what is prompting the red flag warning to be issued. Goes into effect at noon up until 8 o'clock for the northwestern 2/3 of our viewing area. The sort of dividing line is right there. Anything west of 35 does include San Antonio and Austin. Couple of sprinkles. Now, again, this long range model paints things in with a broad brush, but we'll have a couple little sprinkly showers around here, as you saw on radar. Then things clear out quite nicely, and we'll have a few more clouds then tomorrow night. A lot of sunshine throughout the day tomorrow. Lots of clouds Friday. It's Saturday, a few little sprinkles around the area, a few showers around here. Temperatures are also going to be held down, and then we will see things start to clear out in behind that. This low is moving past us. That's what's pulling this latest little batch of drier air and somewhat cooler air in here. The next low comes in a little bit closer, so that's why we do have that chance of rain on Saturday. And what's nice is, it does look like we're going to keep somewhat of a cooler trend going into the last couple of weeks of the month, according to the long-range computer models. 70 today at noon, mostly sunny skies. Windy, Winds pick up later on this morning out of the northwest, 15, 25 miles per hour, and gusty 75 high temperature. So we'll still be on the warm side. Then winds subside, clear skies, dry air. We cool down to normal tomorrow, low 40, so it's going to be chilly. Same thing on Friday, still 72 tomorrow, 62 on Friday, and we'll stay right around the 60s, closer to normal temperatures, even going into next week. So this kind of warm January we've been having is going to go by the wayside for a while. It's going to be back to almost normal January temperatures all the way into the middle of next week, at least.
All right, well, at least jackets we can use them now.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
Right now we're at 6:22 on your Wednesday morning, 67 degrees.
Go Spurs go. The Silver and Black were able to get back into the win column last night, snapping a 5-game losing streak. We're going to have all those highlights right after the break.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi.
I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me.
Feel significant symptom relief with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Skyrizi is the first and only IL-23 inhibitor for Crohn's that can deliver both clinical remission and endoscopic improvement. The majority of people on Skyrizi achieve long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Some good news, Spurs fans. Our team snapped their 5-game losing streak last night against the Brooklyn Nets. Big night for Keldon Johnson. He had a career-high 36 points and 11 rebounds. So the Spurs come away with the win. The final score from the AT&T Center, Spurs 106, Nets 98. The Spurs are now 14-31 on the season. Next up for the Silver and Black, they'll take on the LA Clippers on Friday. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock at the AT&T Center.
Yeah, this is much better. When I went to bed, they were tied. I was like, okay, that looks good. That looks good. So let's keep this up, Spurs. Time now, 6:26 and 67 degrees for now.
We'll see some brake lights at 410 and Fredericksburg. We'll find out more from Stephen Cavazos coming up. Outside with Live Cam this morning, we've seen some clouds and a little bit of mist here or there, but big changes are on the way. We'll talk to Mike Ostrage coming up in just a bit. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is January 18th. And the top of the newscast today, we are focusing on traffic.
That's right. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos first.
Well, we went to commercial break with this shot here at 410 at Fredericksburg. We did see a little bit of a slowdown taking place. Still, I would say that slowdown is still pretty much current, but traffic's moving along a lot better than where we left it. So let's get you to the map. That slowdown was taking place in the eastbound lanes as you approach Fredericksburg Road. Traffic, as you get closer into Crossroads, looks like it's moving at 24 miles per hour. I'll find out with our friends at TransGuide exactly what's holding people up out there. But the big problem of the morning is right over here on the northeast side, where we do have that deadly incident involving a vehicle and a pedestrian. Now, this is at FM 78 just past Pat Booker Road near JBSA Randolph. And so Schertz Police actually put out this alert for folks, and I'm going to make sure we get this tweeted out in just a moment. But those westbound lanes, remember, from FM 1518, to Pat Booker are shut down, and I've outlined that for you in red. And it does look like traffic is being diverted right now onto FM 1518. And Katrina Weber has been live there throughout the morning. Katrina, what's the situation looking like at this hour?
Well, good morning. Police had told us earlier that it would take several hours for them to complete their investigation, and that is proving to be true. They still are here with the shutdown. This is FM 78, just past Pat Booker Road. So we're just past the gates to JBSA Randolph, and this is where the crash happened about 3 o'clock this morning. The police tell us that it doesn't look like the driver did anything wrong at this point. They say that it looks like the woman who was hit and killed here was walking down the middle of the road in a dark park area. The driver didn't have time to stop before he hit her. And but they say this is all still under investigation. Now, again, it happened about 3 o'clock this morning. It's in the westbound lanes of FM 78, just east of Pet Booker Road. And you can still see police out here checking out the car that was involved. But this has that whole side of the road, FM 78, shut down. This one lane here on the eastbound side of FM 78 is open. Traffic starting to pick up as people head toward Universal City and points beyond. But if you happen to be coming in from San Antonio off 1604, that will not affect you if you're trying to get to the base. It's only in this area just past the gates that that traffic is affected. Reporting live in Universal City, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you very much, Katrina. All right, when you step outside this morning, it's very warm out there. You might want to grab just a light rain jacket. We've got sort of a dampish cool out there because of all the extra humidity, and it does appear as though 10 over there, 410 the interchange. Road may be a bit on the damp side. We've got 68 degrees, dew points at 64. Humidity really went up overnight. Not much of a breeze out there. So in this scenario, we do have some reduced visibility, not only with fog, but also a little bit of light rain. As you can see, just those light little sprinkly showers that are showing up here and there, not really amounting to anything, and everything is sliding up to the northeast. And we'll continue to see some of these light showers over the next few hours prior to the front moving on through here. Visibility going out 10, 3 miles Bernie Stage, 2.5 Uvalde, so nothing too awfully pea soup around the area. And then notice how things clear out very nicely out to the northwest. That's in behind the front, which is going to be moving on through here. So temperatures right now are very warm. We will drop down somewhat in behind that front, but then eventually drop down by tomorrow morning down to more normal readings. Winds out of the northwest at 15, close to 20 miles per hour out there. And with the dry air coming in and behind that front and the blustery conditions, we do have red flag warnings that go into effect at noon up until 8 o'clock for the northwestern 2/3 of our viewing area. Mountain Cedars on the high side, but it came down a lot in yesterday's reading. Of course, the updated count for today comes out in about an hour or so, but it's going to be interesting to see what tomorrow's reading is as far as the Mountain Cedar is concerned, just because of the windy conditions. We're going to be up to 75 today, so still very warm, lots of sunshine, very windy. Then it gets cooler for tomorrow going into the weekend. Details on that in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, thank you. This morning, an Air Force major accused of murdering his wife here in Bexar County is waiting for the final members of a jury to be selected.
This is a high-profile trial that KSAT is live streaming and will have team coverage as it plays out. Our Sarah Costa joins us live with what is expected today. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark and Steph. That jury selection process started yesterday and it continues today. It's been nearly 4 years since Andreen McDonald's death. Her husband, Andre McDonald, is accused of killing Andreen. Her remains were found on a ranch about 6 miles from the couple's home in 2019. McDonald was indicted in October of 2019 on murder and tampering with evidence charges. The pandemic played a part in pushing this case back. A large amount of evidence also delayed the trial. Andre McDonald's legal team claims prosecutors bogged them down with evidence to look through.
The difficulty that we've continually had in this case is the state giving us discovery that they say they've given to us about 1.5 years ago, but they give us the same items over and over and over again.
The defense asked for a continuance, but a judge denied that motion. That means as soon as a jury panel is seated, the trial can begin. McDonald remains out on bond and faces up to life in prison if found guilty. Now, of course, you can count on KSAT to follow this case on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and KSAT's YouTube channel, and of course, on air. Mark and Steph.
Sarah, thank you. New overnight, 18 people are dead following a helicopter crash in Ukraine. It happened in a suburb of Kyiv earlier today. The people who are killed include Ukraine's interior minister and 2 to 3 children. Right now, it's not clear if the crash was an accident or as a result of hostilities between Ukraine and Russia.
Governor Greg Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick are laying out their economic agenda for the next 4 years and what to do with the $33 billion surplus. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says it should go towards cutting property taxes, and some voters are excited.
I do support that completely, and housing sales slowed down last June. We're getting back very busy again.
The last 2 years have been bad, but
Yes, and we're praying for a turnaround.
Patrick says he supports a plan that would raise the homestead exemption for homeowners from $40,000 to $70,000. That would lower the tax burden on homeowners who have dealt with rising rates as a result of higher property values since the pandemic. Before lawmakers vote on any bills, they have to first set a budget. Now you can read more about this on our website at ksat.com.
Right now at 6:37, new revelations this morning about Congressman George Santos, who made up his life story before getting elected to Congress.
He was just awarded 2 committee assignments on Capitol Hill as critics call for his campaign funds to be frozen.
ABC's Andrea Fujii has more.
This morning, Republican leaders have assigned New York Congressman George Santos seats on 2 House committees while he faces federal and state investigations. He recently acknowledged embellishing his resume, making up details about his work experience in education, including his claim that he attended Baruch College.
Did you graduate from Baruch? Did you graduate from there?
Yeah.
So did I.
I did.
But he did not. And now, in a newly surfaced radio interview, Santos is heard falsely claiming he was also a star volleyball player at Baruch.
Look, I sacrificed both my knees and got very nice knee replacements from HSS playing volleyball.
Critics also accuse Santos of misrepresenting himself as Jewish. A former roommate says Santos often used 2 names while raising money for his animal rescue nonprofit.
He used Zabrowski for his Friends of Pets United, his GoFundMe, and he would say, oh, well, you know, the Jews will give more if you're a Jew.
There's no evidence that nonprofit ever existed. Now, Democratic Congressman Richie Torres is requesting the Federal Election Commission investigate how Santos financed his campaign. Santos reportedly lent more than $700,000 to the campaign after earning just $55,000 2 years earlier.
Mr. Santos either illegally coordinated with an independent expenditure or he illegally received a campaign contribution through a pass-through. In either case, Mr. Santos likely broke campaign finance law.
Santos has not responded to the complaint sent to the FEC. The 2 House committees assigned to Santos are low profile: the Science, Space and Technology Committee and the Small Business Committee. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
In your morning consumer news, Microsoft is reportedly ready to announce another round of layoffs as early as today. The Wall Street Journal says the move is coming a week before Microsoft announces its latest quarterly earnings. The last report showed revenue growth of 11%, its weakest in more than 5 years.
DoorDash will soon be delivering Starbucks orders in all 50 states. That service has been operating in several cities since last year, but DoorDash says it's being expanded nationwide. Nearly everything on the Starbucks menu will be available to customers ordering through the DoorDash app.
Time now, 6:39 and 67 degrees for now.
Still to come, important news if you're looking at changing career fields after the break, how to land a good job after the age of 50.
Welcome back. At 6:43, making a career change over the age of 50 can be both satisfying and terrifying.
Data shows the average American worker will have 12 jobs throughout their lifetime. And right now, more and more people 50 and older are deciding to make the change.
Nancy Alvarez takes a closer look.
Reality is that most of us will have several careers within a lifetime.
So what are the steps to changing your path after 50? First, perform a self-assessment. What do you want in your next career? Identify the requirements and be sure to acquire those skills. Rebrand your image. Learn the industry language and rewrite your resume and online profile to fit. Be patient and be positive, and realize the ideal job may not be the highest paying financially.
The advantage might be that income is maybe less important than it was when we were younger and raising our children.
According to the ladders, those over 55 had a higher chance of being hired in career fields like business, finance, tech, and healthcare.
I don't think there's anything that 50-plus people need to do differently other than just not apologizing for looking at changing careers later in life.
I'm Nancy Alvarez reporting.
6:44, 67 degrees.
Let's check back with Stevens. A big mess out there at Loop 410.
You know, we're tracking a lot over here, guys. Unfortunately, let's get back to our TransGuide camera here at 410 at Babcock. We have a crash that was reported a little while ago, and from TxDOT, you can see those flashing lights out there, and traffic is backed up. And this is the same spot we had an issue yesterday, so it looks like history is repeating itself out there. Hopefully everyone's doing okay, but unfortunately, traffic is not looking good out there. Those eastbound lanes as you approach Babcock Rock are seeing a pretty significant slowdown. So that's already a busy spot. And when you have a crash, it's going to cause even further issues. But the big problem lies over here off FM 78 near Pat Booker, where we have that deadly incident that was reported earlier this morning. Now, we've been hearing from Katrina Weber throughout the morning. We know that parts of the lanes are shut down. Those are those westbound lanes. This is again near JBSA Randolph. So keep in mind, FM 1518 to Pat Booker Road, we are going to see those lanes shut down. Katrina does say that she anticipates this is going to take, this investigation will at least last a few hours. So just be mindful of that. But you know, back here on TransGuide, the morning commute, guys, it's off to a messy start. Quiet for a little while, but then we have issues like this that pop up. Just not good for anyone that has to head out the door and travel through 410 in the next few minutes or so.
Yeah, what a mess.
Goodness.
Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, was that my imagination, or did it look like the road was damp out there? Because I think that may be some of the problem is all of a sudden these little sprinkles are out there.
It's hard to tell at that angle. I mean,
Yeah,
the
it's hard.
headlights, it's
Whether-
a little shiny either way.
Yeah.
So,
True.
but we do have a couple of sprinkles that are showing up, so
Okay.
that may indeed be the case out there. 410 over there at I-10, been kind of using this as sort of our measuring stick as far as not only the visibility, but we've also seen a couple of raindrops on this camera in roughly the past hour, and it almost appears as though the road may be a little bit damp out there. So we've got this line of a couple of showers right out here in Fredericksburg, Kerrville, and that's into northwestern Bandera County. That's sliding down to the southeast. This is sort of being pushed out right ahead of that front. And then a little bit closer into town, here we've got all the just kind of scattered light little sprinkles that are moving on through. And 410 right over here around Bandera, there actually may be a couple of sprinkles and a few that have moved on through right there. And then down on the south side of town on 410, just about halfway between 35 and 37, and some more off to the northeast, and then heading up in toward New Braunfels, Canyon Lake area. So just a couple of these light little showers out there, not going to make any difference. Nothing of any consequence, just enough to make the roads kind of damp. So yeah, obviously you got to take it easy. And since we haven't had any rain in a long time, you get these light showers, all the dust and oil hasn't washed off the road, so it's even slipperier. 65 Bulverde, Canyon Lake, 63 in Comfort. Everybody is well above what the normal high temperature is right now. Not much of a wind to speak of in many locations, except out here in the hill country. That's where the front has already moved on through, and that's going to continue to work its way down in our direction. So over the course of the next hour and a half is when the front moves through here in town, and we'll have those couple of light little showers out there this morning. Then things are going to begin to clear out. Winds going to be very blustery. 70 at noon, 75 for a high temperature, and beautiful day on the warm side. But then things are going to be cooling down by tomorrow. First of all, today, here's those sprinkly showers. Then things clear on out by late morning and going into later on this afternoon. And the dry air continues to work its way in here. That combined with the windy conditions, we're looking at wind gusts that are going to be, again, 30, 35 miles per hour around the area today. That's prompting the red flag warning for the northwestern 2/3 of our area. Dividing line about everything west of 35. That's from noon up until 8 o'clock tonight. So very, very high fire danger out there. And of course, these light little showers really aren't doing much of anything to quench that thirst. 70 at noon, mostly sunny skies, windy conditions. Then a high temperature today is going to make it up to 75. Again, wind's going to be out of the northwest, 15, 25 miles per hour, gusting 30, 35 miles per hour at times. Plenty of sunshine out there. Then, with the clear skies tonight and the dry air, wind is going to subside. It's going to cool off relatively quickly once the sun goes down tonight. We are going to see temperatures drop down to finally normal readings. Still warm tomorrow, cooler on Friday, with clouds throughout much of the day, especially later on in the day, and then some showers around on Saturday, a few of them, especially the first part of the day. Another front's going to move on through. And overall, within a few degrees, we're going to be much closer to normal temperatures going into even the first part of next week.
That will be good.
Yeah, instead of this warm January that we've had up to now.
Yeah, we can have warm a little later. That's fine. Thanks, Mike.
We'll get it, called summer.
Oh, yeah. 6:49, 67 degrees.
Cash apps, we all use them, but just how safe are they? Tomorrow on GMSA, what you need to know to protect your money.
Outside with Live Cam, waiting for that sun to come up on this Wednesday morning. Thanks for starting your day, as always, with GMSA.
morning. Coming up here on GMA, I am tracking that storm that is now moving through the Rockies and will eventually get to the plains there with up to 2 feet of snow. It's going to be really difficult to travel anywhere in pink. And we will talk about the other hazards ahead of it. Also, the latest on embattled New York Congressman George Santos. He was assigned seats on 2 House committees as he faces federal and state investigations. Now this morning, what else he falsely claimed in a newly surfaced radio interview. We'll have those stories and so much more on GMA.
And trending right now on our website, ksat.com, a dog named Messiah will need a forever home after he recovers from being shot 8 times in the Texas Hill Country. Shelter officials say he's doing great and eating and drinking as expected. He is currently recovering with a foster family, but does not yet have a forever home. So you can call the Hill Country Humane Society if you're interested in adopting him.
On our website, a virtual food bank that will help pet shelters in San Antonio and across Texas was launched this week. The Puppy Food Bank is accepting monetary donations. The nonprofit will provide food supplies to no-kill pet rescue organizations, shelters, and approved fosters here in San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, and also in Corpus Christi. You can read more about both of these stories on ksat.com. Coming up today on GMSA at 9.
We are recognizing another amazing teacher in our area. We're going to introduce you to a teacher at Brooks Collegiate Academy who's inspiring her students to take reading to the next level.
Plus, we have a new Science with Sarah. Sarah Spivey and David Sears will be out at Kuntz Elementary in Helotes, and they'll be making moon craters with some excited 3rd graders out there.
So tune in for that and much more on GMSA at 9.
Time check. It's 5 till 7.
And we have our fair share of problems out here on the roadway. We mentioned this area earlier, 410 at Babcock. Let's get a wider look at TransGuide. Remember, this was reported as a crash in those eastbound lanes, and that's why we're seeing that buildup as you approach Babcock. Not the only issue we're tracking. We have a new crash also right over here off Loop 1604, as I-35 southbound at Loop 1604, and of course the big incident of the morning right here in Universal City at FM 78 and Pat Booker Road. Those westbound lanes still shut down, Mike.
We do have a few light showers around the area. This is what's showing up on radar, and it's, not a lot of rain to wash off all the oil and dirt off the road, so it's very slippery out there. Even some light mist, very warm temperatures, and we do have a red flag warning, though, that goes into effect later on today. A front is going to move through this morning. Windy, much drier conditions, and we're going to be a high temperature up to 75, so still warm this afternoon, but then with the clear skies and light wind overnight, it's going to be much cooler tomorrow morning, down actually to a normal low temperature. Still warm tomorrow afternoon, then closer to normal readings within a degree or so all the way through the weekend and going into the first part of next week. So it's going to feel a lot more like January, and then we'll have another chance at some rain coming in here by Saturday.
Okay, normal readings are good. We can take that.
Yes.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you back here at 9. Have a good day.
Good Morning America is next.